storytelling show here on the app, featured, of course. And it's a chance where storytellers gather around, given a theme. They will spin a tale for about 5 minutes in length. And after they're done, there's a little bit of judging. Yeah, we like to get a little competitive here. So we have three fabulous judges, the beautiful top badge, newly top badged Kitty Commander, also top badge Zoe Essex, and a special guest judge, Sunny. So we have three great judges who will box up and they will give their critiques. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we do prepare our guests. So if you'd like to be a part of our show, please make sure you're reaching out to any one of the admins, including myself, because we give you some guidelines, a few tips of the things that we're looking for. Most importantly, we give you the theme. We give you some tips about looking for, the judges look for lighting and backdrops, anything to add a little bit of spice and flair to your creative tale. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you're probably not looking to have me speak the whole day. So, without further ado, first of all, welcome, 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 welcome. Love having you all here. But here's Emoji J with our intro for the show. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. Once again, welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You have just joined Once Upon a Mystery, a storytelling show here on the app where storytellers are given a theme. And what are we looking for? Well, we give you the theme, and the storyteller will just put together great narration, some backdrop, some lighting, but your story must be related to the theme. And most importantly, have fun with your stories. This is a chance for you to be creative and show exactly the type of streams that you have in your time here on the app. So get creative, be fun, be engaging, showcase yourself at all times. Now, the time we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to ask all of our storytellers that are scheduled for today to please request the box. Storytellers, please request the box. And whoever is the top gifter of our stream at 4 o'clock will also be declared our gold king or queen. So whoever wants a little bit of clout, make sure you are right on top at the first bubble at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And all gifts are appreciated. Please make sure you're hitting that star on my name. I am Mej. Please make sure you're favoring the top three bubbles of the stream as well. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, our first guest hmm, should need no introduction, but we'll introduce him anyways. Please welcome Chris Gasper, Top Batch Chris Gasper, and he is going to give his tale of the Three Little Penguins. Please make sure we are favoriting Chris, and also please keep our comments nice, lively, but respectful.
Hello, hello, everyone. My name is Chris. Today we're going to talk about a story that deals with a moral at the end. Because when I think Three Little Penguins, I think children's story. And children like Pokemon, which I didn't feel the need to change my background. So, all right. So my name is Chris Gasper. It's so great to be here. And here we go. Once upon a time, there was a penguin named Pete who had a dream of flying. Because I can't fly. I have arms. He was tired of waddling around all day and wanted to soar through the air like the birds he watched from afar. One day, he stumbled upon a pair of old, discarded hang gliders on the beach. Without hesitation, he strapped one on and launched himself off a cliff nearby. Yeet. That was me going off the cliff. There's more. He doesn't die here. He doesn't die. Because to his surprise, he wasn't flying at all, but instead was plummeting straight towards the water. As he hit the water with a loud splash, he realized that hang gliding was not as easy as he thought. No, Pete. No, it's not. But instead of giving up, he decided to keep trying until he succeeded. Pete spent the next few days practicing, crashing, and getting back up again. On the fourth day, he finally managed to stay airborne for a few seconds before crashing once again. As he emerged from the water, he was greeted by a group of his penguin friends who had been watching him the entire time. "Hey, Pete, how's that flying going?" one of his friends asked, trying to hold back their laughter. Pete glared at them, feeling embarrassed. "It's not as easy as it looks," he grumbled. "Maybe you should stick to waddling," another friend chimed in, causing the entire group to burst out laughing. Ha, ha, ha. Feeling humiliated, Pete decided to take a break from his hang gliding dreams and focus on something else. That's when he stumbled upon a group of penguins who were learning to juggle. Without hesitation, Pete joined in and discovered that he had a natural talent for juggling. He quickly became the star of the group, and his hang gliding failures were soon forgotten. But every once in a while, his friends would tease him about his failed attempts at flying. "Hey, Pete, maybe you should try juggling while hang gliding," one friend joked, causing everyone to laugh. Pete rolled his eyes, but secretly he couldn't help but laugh too. He had learned that sometimes it's better to laugh at yourself and embrace your failures than to take yourself too seriously. And who knows, maybe one day he'll be able to juggle and hang glide after all. The end.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've just been joining us, you have been listening to Top Badge Chris Gasper give his take, his story on the Three Little Penguins. Please make sure you have him favorited. He is going to join the audience and he's going to wait until the end, until all of the storytellers have been gone, and wait for the judges' critique. Good luck, Chris. Was a really good story. Thank you. And I love the costume. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you have joined Once Upon a Mejstory, a storytelling show here on the app, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please make sure you're hitting that star on my name. So why? So you can return, of course. Every Saturday, we can have a bit of story time. Please make sure that you are favoriting my top three guests, gifters on there. And as we do that, we are going to welcome to the box our next storyteller. He goes by the name of B the Poser, and he is going to briefly introduce himself. He's doing that, you're going to make sure that you have him favorited, and then he's going to jump into his tale of the Three Little Penguins. What will he tell? He will let us know now.
Hello, I'm B the Poser. We're going to get right into it. Once upon a time, there were three little penguin siblings, Ollie, Molly, and Jolly, who had just turned 18 and were excited to be adults. One day, the penguins were playing on their family's iceberg when Ollie, the restless one of the three, became bored and suggested they find a new adventure. Molly, the lazy one of the three, was still tired from their last adventure and said, Ollie, another one? Ollie replied, yes, Molly.
Another one.
I've been searching for a great story and I haven't heard one yet. I think we can find one in the iceberg forest. Molly reluctantly agreed. Jolly, the silliest and happiest of the three, shouted his favorite catchphrase to kick off their adventure. The three little penguins waddled to the iceberg forest toward their next big adventure. Soon after entering the forest, the three little penguins came across a little squirrel. Ollie said to his siblings, let's just keep walking. I'm sure that squirrel has no story for us. Ollie and Jolly started walking, but Molly stayed still. She gazed upon the squirrel with a longing look before finally speaking to it. Molly said,
hello, it's me.
Molly and the squirrel stared at each other for quite a while. Oh, wait, hang on, I messed up. The squirrel suddenly froze. He slowly turned his head toward Molly and stared for a moment. He looked like he'd seen a ghost. Finally, he said,
Oh, hey.
Molly and the squirrel stared at each other for what seemed like an eternity, but in reality was just 3 short hours. Finally, Jolly approached Molly and asked her if everything was okay and if she was ready to continue the adventure. Molly whispered something into Jolly's ear, and then Jolly shrugged his shoulders, went back to Ollie, and said, let's keep walking. Molly wants to stay here for a bit. She said she'll catch up to us later. Confused, Ollie said,
Wait, what?
is that really what she said? Jolly said,
That's what she said.
Ollie shrugged, and he and Jolly continued walking through the forest to continue their adventure. Suddenly, Ollie and Jolly came upon a cave entrance. Ollie, always being open to adventure, excitedly ran toward the entrance into the dark. Jolly, always being happy and a little bit simple, was also excited to be in the dark cave. Jolly said to himself,
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
and followed Ollie through the cave. Barely able to see their own feet, the two penguins walked slowly through the dark cave and started getting nervous with the creepy sounds they were hearing. They heard a voice whisper, Ollie said, right, I see you too. You're literally standing right in front of us holding a torch. He was right. Standing in front of Ollie and Jolly was a big, scary monster. He had 2 legs, 2 arms, a head, some hair, and was wearing clothes. It was super weird. Always misreading the situation, Jolly greeted the monster as if it was just another friendly penguin and said,
Hi, how are you?
Both the monster and Ollie looked at Jolly for a second and then decided to ignore him. The monster spoke. He said, you have entered the cave of Gorm. This means you must battle me if you wish to leave this cave. Who's Gorm? Ollie said. Me, said the monster. At that moment, the cave shook and 2 bigger penguins crashed through the cave wall. Mom, Dad, exclaimed Jolly. Ollie, realizing they were in trouble for being in the iceberg forest without telling Mom and Dad, stayed silent. Stand back, Ollie and Jolly. Let us handle this, said Dad. Ollie was frustrated by this command and said, no, I can take this monster. Dad looked at Ollie with that dad look and said,
You will respect my authority.
Ollie, trying to be tough, said, no, why do I have to listen to you? Because, Dad said.
I am your father.
Fine, said Ollie. Mom and Dad approached Gorm the monster and they all started fighting. It was hard to see what was happening, but Ollie and Jolly just heard a ton of commotion. Jolly, in his excitement and confusion, shouted,
Loud noises!
When the dust settled, the little penguins could see Mom and Dad standing by Gorm the monster, who was on his knees, barely awake. Ollie said, let's move on. Hurry up and
Finish him.
already. More commotion happened, and then suddenly Mom and Dad appeared from the dust with confidence. Jolly asked, what happened? Where's Gorm? Dad just looked at Jolly proudly and said,
Fatality.
little creeped out by his dad's response and apparent bloodlust, Jolly just quietly said,
Go. No doubt.
Suddenly the cave started to rumble and shake. and little pieces of rock started falling from the ceiling. Dad quickly picked up Ollie and yelled, "We have the helicopter! We can get away before the ground collapses! Mom, grab Jolly and..."
Get to the chopper!
The penguins ran and made it safely to the helicopter, taking off just as the ground beneath them caved in. Once in the air, Mom looked at Ollie and Jolly and said, "You boys had me so scared. Please don't ever do something like that again." Ollie looked down and said nothing, but Jolly chimed in and said, "Sorry, Mom." Mom said, "It's okay. I was just worried." Dad said to Ollie, "What were you thinking going into the iceberg forest alone like that?" Ollie said, "I was just trying to find a good story. I'm sick of not hearing good stories." Dad smirked while looking out the helicopter window as if deep in thought and said proudly, "Son, sometimes the story you're seeking is the one you're living." Ollie, with a confused look on his face, said, "That doesn't make any sense." Dad smirked again and said proudly, "Son, sometimes the best stories are like life. They make no sense." Still confused, Ollie said, "Huh?" Still weirdly confident, proud, and gazing out the window, Dad just said,
Never mind, Charlie.
"My name's not Charlie," said Ollie. Dad suddenly snapped out of his proud and confident state, but kept staring out the window as he yelled, "Shut up!" Ollie, Jolly, and Mom all quietly chuckled to themselves. Suddenly, Mom panicked and asked, "Wait, where's Molly?" She stuck her head out the window and yelled to the forest below, "Molly!"
Where are you?
Jolly quickly exclaimed to his mother, "It's okay, Mom. We saw this squirrel in the forest, and Molly decided to hang out with him for a bit." Mom took a sigh of relief and said, "Oh, good. That squirrel is Squirrel, her ex-boyfriend. He'll keep her safe." Ollie said, "Mom, I'm surprised you remember his name. You never remember anybody's names." She said, "Nah."
People don't forget.
They all shared a brief chuckle before Jolly said, "I wonder what they're doing." And right then, even over the sound of the helicopter blades whirring, the family heard the sounds of a sultry saxophone ringing up from the forest. Jolly smiled and quietly said,
Very nice.
just as Ollie was nervous that Dad was going to break out in anger, Dad said, "Oh, good. Molly's finally doing the thing that she's been dying to try. Learn to play saxophone." Mom, Jolly, and Ollie all froze and looked at each other. And then Mom said,
Right.
as the boys laughed.
The end.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're now joining us, you have been listening to Be the Poser give his take on the Three Little Penguins. At this time, you should have had Be the Poser favorited. Looks like he is in a battle tonight, so you might want to, he has it prominently displayed, so you might want to pop by and, show him some love and keep him encouraged. B, thank you so much. Like Chris, you're just going to wait right back in the audience. And after the last storyteller have told their story, we'll have some judging, and then someone will be declared our episode winner. Do you guys have a favorite already? They're all my favorites. I could never choose. B, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Mesh.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, if anyone is joining us for the very first time, welcome to Once Upon a Mesh Story. This is a storytelling show every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as the next guest prepares to box up, if we have any more additional guests, I'll give you a little bit of a back tale on the story time. It's where we give the storytellers a theme, and using that theme, they spin a story. And they use backdrops and costumes and fancy speaking, whatever they can to enhance the tale. Because why? It's judged. So afterwards, it's judged, and our fabulous judges they get a little picky because you know why? You guys make it difficult for them to decide. So good job on your end. So that being said, our next storyteller, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you have him favorited. Make sure we jump in the streams and say hello. Saz, you can just briefly introduce yourself and then jump right into your tale.
Okay. My name is Sin. Little baby streamer on the app. I try to stream every other night, when I can. And yeah, just a real quick disclaimer. I think I kind of misunderstood the assignment. I thought it was our own take on the Three Little Penguins, like putting in the story. But I'm gonna roll with it. I came up with
Yeah, it
actually.
is. It is actually your take on it. It's
Well,
your take on the Three Little Penguins. So whatever story you came up with, we just have
because
to make
yeah.
sure we keep it PG.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, of course. What I came up with, the story is the three not so sinful spirits. That's the story I came up with. So let me get into that real quick. Hold on, and I'll get started. So the story of the three not so sinful spirits starts off with spirit number one. Spirit number one being this spirit um, was out in his inhabitants, in the place that spirits be spiriting, in the place that he's in. But this little spirit, unfortunately, got lost, or as you may think, a wandering soul um, got lost in his way in the place that he was spiriting at. Um, he didn't really know where he belonged at that moment, but he kept wandering around because that's what spirits do, right? So he kept wandering around, and eventually, yeah, no longer came up to any other place, or in this case, on the app, on the Meet Me app, any other stream, completely lost. So spirit number one is our lost spirit, lost his way, became a wandering soul, and yeah, now inhabits the the lost streams of the app, and that's for spirit number one. Which now we transition into spirit number two, which spirit number two is a spirit who also was inhabiting an area, inhabiting a place where he was spiriting around in. And he was having a good, jolly old time, being a sinful little spirit. But the problem with this spirit is, or the problem that he ran into, is he actually got kicked out. He got kicked out of his place of inhabitants. He got kicked out of the area that he was spiriting around. And he got kicked out because he was too loud. He was very noisy. He was a very noisy spirit. And the people in that area got very tired of him very quick because he was very clumsy and was also always knocking stuff around. Things always crashing in the dark, tripping over his own spirity feet, and yeah, always making too much of a sound, as you can tell. Um, Very clumsy. So yeah, spirit number two, uh, not so much a wandering soul like spirit number one, but spirit number two also is no longer in his area of habitants because yeah, he got the big old boot and now he's wandering the streets as well, along with spirit number one, which then now leads us into spirit number three. And spirit number three is basically just me, Sin. Spirit number three is now has his inhabitants, has his place where he does his spiriting, and he does his spiriting in this app called Meet Me, out in all the different streams that he inhabits, that he goes and visits. And with this spirit, he does have a place where he calls home. He has a place, several places where he calls home, that he's able to call home, that he inhabits, and he does so because with the three traits and three values that he finds very important and very endearing in his heart. And he invites over spirit number one and spirit number two to this place of inhabitants, which is, again, like I said, it is the Meet Me app, and amongst other all the streams that Sin visits. And he tells them that they have a place here to inhabit. They have a place that they can call home now for sure within these streams, because the people, allow him to continue to inhabit the area. And the reason that they continue to allow him to inhabit the area, as I said, is those three key value cores. And sorry about and those are genuine, being a genuine person, a genuine spirit. In our case, being a genuine soul, a genuine spirit. Just, yeah, being genuine to the people, being yourself, letting them know who you are, and sticking to that. Number two trait, value number two, is kindness, being a kind, gentle soul, being a kind individual, being kind to everybody, because, yeah, you never know what everybody is going through. So just, he's always trying to be a kind person, and that's another reason that people let him inhabit their space. And reason number three is just a being very supportive, being a supportive human being. And by supportive, I don't mean fiscally or diamonds or anything like that. No, I'm talking about supportive, being supportive as being a good human being, a good person. In our case, being a good spirit, a good soul. Yeah, being supportive, being a rock, being somebody's shoulder to lean on, to cry on. Yeah, just being a good, supportive person for your peeps, whether that be family, friends, whoever. Just being that. So yeah, that allows him to continue to inhabit his area, which he now calls home, which are these streams, with these wonderful streamers that allow him to continue that. And he also invites spirit number one and spirit number two to come over and join him as well. And now they all have a place to call home. The end.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. If anyone is now
Thank you.
tuning in, we have been listening to Sin give his take on the three little penguins. Please make sure you hit him up with a favorite. Go follow his streams. Go say hello. Say you met him from here. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for sharing your
Thank you for the
story with
opportunity.
us
I
today.
appreciate it. Thank you, Mesh. I
My
appreciate you.
pleasure. He's going to jump right back into the audience and, like Chris, and be the poser. He will wait the judges' feedback, their critique, and he will wait their decision on or who is the winner. Who will it be? Do you have a favorite already? Guys, welcome to Once Upon a Mesh Story, a storytelling show here on the app every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is actually my little do on a cozy little penguin. I hope you guys like my little pull together. Now, if anyone would like to be a storyteller on our show, we have our admins right here in the stream, and you also have the fabulous me. You can reach out to any of us. That's myself. We've got Lux. We have Emoji J. We have Boriqua Queen. They'll probably say hi right here in the chat. Please make sure you're reaching out to them if you'd like to be a guest. And what does it take to be a storyteller? Well, we prepare you for it. Think a little bit of not the improv, but it's actually a little bit more prepared. We give you the theme and using some narration, backdrop, costume, whatever it is you feel is necessary to enhance your story. We encourage it. You just have to keep it PG, of course. And, we have several chat rooms already created. So if anyone would like to be a storyteller in our show, please reach out to us as soon as possible so you can get in to the group chat and you'll get all the tips that are necessary to help make your story absolutely fabulous. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will welcome our next storyteller. But before we do so, please make sure you're favoriting me. I am Top Badge Mesh. Also, please favorite the top 3 bubbles in my stream. At 4 o'clock, we will declare a gold king or queen. Looks like two queens are up there battling it out with Chris. So at 4 o'clock, we will declare a gold king or queen. So just make sure we're watching the snipe. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next storyteller, Roland. He's requesting the box. Roland, Roland, Roland. Are we there?
Hey guys. All right,
Roland,
hey
you
guys.
may
My name
have
is
to
Roland.
re-request the box, sir. I'm gonna.
Okay.
Oh no, wait. I got you. Here we go. Roland, welcome to Once Upon a Mess Story. If you can kindly introduce yourself and then jump into your tale of Three Little Penguins.
Okay, so my name is Roland. I'm a streamer on Scout. I'm a former streamer on Meet Me. The story that I'm gonna say is the day at school with three little penguins. So on the first day of school, there was three little penguins. The first penguin told his mom, "Mom, what day is today?" And the mom said, "It's your first day of school." And the second penguin said, "Mom, do I go to school too?" And the mom said, "Yeah, you go to school too. All you guys go to school today." And they were like, "Yay, we're going to school, we're going to school, we're going to school." And so the mom took them to school on the first day. They were at school drawing their little stick figures. They're they're eating their breakfast, they're eating their lunch. And one of the penguins said to the other penguin, "I miss mom, I miss mom." And so they were waiting for the school to finish. And so the mom picked them up, and the penguin said, "Mom, I missed you." And so they were like, "Mom, I'm glad that you came because we all missed you. School was amazing." And then the next day, they were like, "Are we going to school again?" And they were like, "Yes, you guys go to school every day." And the first penguin was like, "I don't want to go to school. I want to stay home with you, mom." The second penguin was like, "I want to go to school." The third penguin was like, "I want to go to school too." So you you two penguins go to school, and the first penguin stays with me. And they were like, "Okay." So the first penguin stayed home with the mom. He was watching TV, and he was like, okay, so he was like, "Mom, I wanted to go to school." And the mom said, "Well, you stayed home. You you go to school tomorrow." And the second and the third penguin came home from school. They were like, "Mom, can you help us with our homework?" And the mom said, "What was your homework?" It was counting telling the ABCs. And she was like, "A is for apple, B is for ball, C is for cat, D is for dog." And then the first penguin was like, "Well, I want to say it say it again." And so the mom said, "Okay, so we're gonna do it again. A is for apple, C is for cat, B is for ball, D is for dog." And then they were like, "Is this ABCs?" And the mom was like, "No, this is the song with the ABCs." And so the third day of school, all the penguins went to school, and they were like, "Mom, can you pack us lunch?" And she was like, "What you want?" And so the mom was like, "You want ham, a ham sandwich, or peanut butter and jelly?" And so they were like, "I want a peanut butter and jelly." Okay, so I'm gonna make you guys food. And so the mom made them food for school. And so she packed them the lunch. The penguins were like, "Thank you, mom." And so they took the lunch to school. When they got home, they were like, "Thank you, mom, for the food." And then that was the end of the story. Yeah, so that's the end of the story, guys.
Thank you for sharing your story of the three little penguins. If anyone has been listening, we were hearing the three little penguins, a story told by Roland. That was his take on it. Please make sure you have him favorited. Thank you so much, Roland. If you can just rejoin the other storytellers and the audience. And in a little bit, we will have the judges box up and they will give their feedback on all the stories they've heard. They will give their judges critique and they will declare a winner for the day. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have just been joining, you have reached Once Upon a Mess Story, a storytelling show every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please make sure you're hitting that star on my name. Why? So you can return and continue enjoying these fabulous and creative stories. Please make sure you're favoriting my top three gifters of the stream at 4 o'clock. So in another 20 minutes, we'll have our king or queen. Is it going to be Miss Carrie Baby or top batch Chris Casper or someone out of the viewers here? Who will it be? At 4 o'clock, we will know. But ladies and gentlemen, I will double check if there's no other storytellers. At this point, we are going to introduce our judges, our three judges. Please request the box. And as they're requesting the box, if anyone would like to be a storyteller on our show, we do give you tips. We have the stories and themes already created. You just need to reach out to us and we will get you equipped and give you as much information to help you create your story. So if anyone would like to be a storyteller, we have our admins, Lux, Barriqua Queen, Emoji J, or myself. Please reach out to any of us. And if you have any questions, we're always happy to help you get those answers. I see all of my judges have requested the box. So ladies and gentlemen, please make sure we are also favoriting all of our judges. And does anyone have a favorite? Can you spam the emoji or does anyone have a favorite so far? They were all really good stories. This is why I can never be a judge. I think just the ability for someone to be brave enough to come and share a tale and have public speaking and do it in this forum with over 500 people listening, it could be a little unnerving. So great job to every single person for making that big step in requesting the box and putting themselves out there to being judged and being on the show. So kudos, kudos, kudos. Congratulations. You're already a winner in just doing that. Now, she will need no introduction. Thousands of people have just seen her just this past Friday. She ought to need no introduction. Please welcome, favorite, and visit my top bad sister, Kitty Commander First of all, congratulations on your top badge. Yeah, this is one of my sisters. On and off on the app of the app. We love you. Kitty is going to go over some of the things that they look for um, as a judge. She'll go over a couple of the finer points, and then she is going to give her take on all of the storytellers for today. And Kitty, whenever you're ready, please take it away.
Yeah, thank you, Mesh. I'm excited. I'm excited. It looks a little different with the little badge on my name now. It's kind of exciting, but what I am so excited too about these stories. So let's go over like the criteria for judging. Like as judges, we use specific criteria to keep it fair, to keep it balanced, and to keep each other in check because we might have a favorite, maybe, right? So we have three different categories. One is the narrative. So we're looking at your narrative. Does your story have main characters? Are they clear? Does it tell a story? Is it a fable? What is the plot of your story? And does it have a conclusion? Does it go somewhere at the end? We also look to see if you're incorporating like costumes, makeup, different sound effects, any type of like things in that you might bring in to enhance your story and to make it just a little bit better or more relatable to the audience. We don't want to see costumes or props that withdraw from your story. We want to see stuff that adds to your content. And then the last piece is dramatic appeal. That's like using the camera, getting back, getting maybe moving around in the camera, right? So, and maybe a twist at the end that nobody expected or whatever. So all three of these categories are really important that we pay attention to what's happening to every story. So you'll see us judges not being talkative very much in the chat when we're watching your stories because we're literally taking notice of everything that you're doing, including your story. So that's the categories. Now, just to go into a few of my notes, and you'll see like my notes are here. We're taking and I know each judge is like this as well. So we'll start off with Chris Casper's Pete the Penguin. Okay, I loved Pete the Penguin, and I loved the costume. And I love the dramatic. I like the dramatic appeal at the end. Don't take yourself too seriously. I love a story with a fable ending, a moral ending, if you want to call it that. There's a literal culmination into this story, and I really appreciated that about Chris's story with Pete the Penguin. Don't take yourself seriously. Sometimes it's okay to laugh at yourself and not get yourself down, but just go along and life happens. Let's laugh. And then we have Be the Poser, was our second storyteller with Ollie, Molly, and Jolly, the restless, lazy, and happy penguin, as you will, and Gore the monster, and the iceberg forest, and then Mom and Dad, who apparently are incredible at taking butt and taking names. So I really liked this whole story. It was super cute. I really liked the use of sound effects. At some point, you could, the sound effects were fun. I think that I at one point I wasn't sure what was happening until I figured out like, oh, okay, so these were the people's voices, like Ollie and Molly's voices. That was the only thing that at first I wasn't sure what it was, and then I figured it out, right? But I really liked it. I liked the plot twist at the end with not the mom and Molly having the same ex or her ex, and then Molly in the forest with the ex. Did anyone else catch that? Because apparently, wait, I was all, wait, what? I was all learning how to do saxophone lessons. Excuse me, sir. That didn't sound like a saxophone lesson song. But yes, I loved it. It was a little bit of a plot twist. It was cute. I loved it so much. And then Sin, the three not so simple spirits with a great tale about being a genuine soul, being genuinely kind. And I think about hospitality. And I like how you incorporated different facets. Maybe I felt like for me, it was like different facets of your personality, and you maybe were calling them souls. The wandering soul, the clumsy soul, and then you yourself, and how you moved all of the souls on the Meet Me streets and stuff. And I love that. So keeping it short and sweet. I really like that you put yourself out there in that way. The only thing I would say is that, um, you know, I was confused about where our penguins were at in that. But I think, like you said, like maybe you had um, didn't realize that you were supposed to incorporate the penguins, and that's okay. I did like your story very much. And then Roland, good attempt and good effort. This is your first time I feel like we've seen you here on the show, and I did like it. I felt like it was like almost like me taking my daughter to kindergarten for the first day. It reminded me. It reminded me of my daughter taking her to kindergarten and working with the ABCs and stuff. Roland, I said, you know, really good attempt, good first attempt for sure. Love to see you come back, maybe with a little less background noise, so it wouldn't be so distracting, maybe. And then and maybe just adding a few props, like if you had a peanut butter jelly sandwich or something, just a one or two props would really help enhance your story as well. Overall, I really enjoyed everybody's story. Thank you so much for your time. You can't get time back, so thank you so much for being on the show today. Thank you,
And
Mesh.
thank you to Top Badge Kitty Commander, newly Top Badge Kitty Commander. Thank you, thank you. She's one of my resident judges here on the story. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in for the first time, you are listening to the judge's critique of Once Upon a Mesh Story. Our theme today was the three little penguins. And which one of our storytellers is going to win? Is it going to be Top Badge, Chris Casper, Be the Poser, Roland, or Sin? Next to join our critiques and give their critiques is our top badge from across the pond, the beautiful Zoe Essex. She's another one of our resident judges. And Zoe, if you can just briefly introduce yourself and then jump right into your critiques of today's storytellers.
Thank you for that lovely welcome, Meg, as always. Well done on another fantastic show. Thank you to all of our storytellers this week. As Meg said before, it takes guts. It does take guts. You know, you've got to put a lot of preparation into this. You know, this is like you're putting pen to paper, and this is like you're expressing your creativity and your imagination and everything else, to then get into the box and share that with hundreds of people. It takes guts. So yes, well done as always, everybody.
Right.
And also a massive congratulations to Kitty Commander on getting her top badge. I'm so happy for you, really deserve. So yes, but tonight, what an amazing show. Chris Casper we started with. We had Pete the Penguin. This was a really, really cute story. I really enjoyed it. Little Pete wanted to fly. I loved the outfit. Obviously, that penguin onesie was really, really cute. I liked the actions. I was like, we literally saw you flying off the edge of the cliff. I was worried that you wasn't going to come back, but you did, and the show went on. It was great. We had good humor in there, which was nice and fun. And I liked the moral of the story as well, to embrace your differences and and have fun, and yes, it was all really good. Really enjoyed it. Be the Poser. We had the three little penguins. I absolutely loved the way that you used the or incorporation of the sound clips, the little samples from movies and little snippets from the songs and everything to tie that into your story. So we had like little clips like from what the characters were saying and a little bit. I loved it. I thought that was really innovative. I can't think of a time that somebody else has done a similar thing. So it was really original, and it made me laugh. I've got to admit, I didn't completely follow the story because I was too busy sitting there thinking, oh, I wonder what he's going to play, what the next little sample is going to be. But I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really good fun. It had me laughing out loud. It would have been nice to have just seen like maybe some background or some props or something like that, just so we can give you a few extra marks. But other than that, the story itself was fantastic, and yes, that was really, really clever idea. I really enjoyed that. So well done to you. Sin, I appreciated what you was trying to do. It was really, really, I liked like kind of where you was going with it. The actual story itself, for me, it didn't quite flow quite as well as the others. There wasn't like so much of a clear beginning, middle, and end to the story. But I appreciate the moral of the story and kind of what you were trying to teach us through these the embodiment of these spirits and everything. I liked that you had the atmospheric music going on in the background, which kind of like helped to set the scene a little bit. And I loved your use of costumes as well. So we had all of the changing of the costumes, which I really enjoyed, but unfortunately it did sort of interrupt the flow of the story. So it was we couldn't get into it quite as well as with the others maybe. But the story itself and the message, really, really enjoyed that. And then Roland, we had Roland at the end there. There was so much noise going on in the background. It was very, very distracting. Whether it distracted from the story or enhanced it, I mean, it did kind of, I must admit, right, you had a story about the first day of school. And I must admit, at times, when you was talking about that, we were setting the scene of them at their first day of school and they were meeting friends and they were in the classroom, when there was all that noise going on in the background with the kids like playing and causing havoc, I kind of thought actually this kind of enhances the story a little bit, because I feel like I'm in the school listening to all the noise going on. I don't think that was intentional, but you know, if you was to come back again, I would maybe suggest trying to find a nice little quiet space where we can hear you properly, and working on your camera angles so we can see all of you. And yeah, that would really, really help. And again, it's the use of props and background, things like that. We really, really love like the visual aids, like we do. The judges go crazy for all that. So any storytellers coming next time, yeah, just if you bring a few bits of that in, we'll lap it up and we'll give you some extra points for it. So, but again, amazing job tonight, guys, and thank you. And, yes, we will go and have a little chat. Thank you.
Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, you were just listening to one of the judges give her critiques. That was top badge Zoe Essex from across the pond. So who will our next judge be? Our next judge is a very special person to our show. She is not only a winner, she's a special guest judge, and whenever we need her, absolutely fabulous. Please make sure you favorite. She can give you the 411 on helping you create your story as well. You can always reach out to her. This is, I mean, there's a ton of names in here, but she goes by Sunny. Sunny, thank you so much. Always in short notice. You always pop up and ready to help us with the show. So we always appreciate you. So guys, you're going to listen to Sunny give her feedback, and then they are going to jump right back into the judges chat, and they will decide on a winner for today's episode. And welcome to Once Upon a Mejstory, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Excuse all the names. Role Model Fresh won me in an auction last night, and that is what she named me. So Sunny is in there somewhere. First off, I always like to say thank you all for the courage. Thank you all for your creativity. Thank you all for your nerve. Thank you all for everything that goes into doing this because it is nerve wracking.
Right.
The one that I won, I had redone it and redone it and redone it. And I did it over about 2 hours before the show. I did something totally different, and that's the one I won. So, just for
Right.
those of you who are thinking about coming back or thinking about doing it the first time, you don't have to be set in stone. Let it come to you what it is you want to do. Because I pulled, just even the one with the wig, I pulled out that blue wig and put sparkle makeup on and did the funkadelic music in the background. That came to me right before the show, nothing written down, just off the rip. So don't be afraid to do it off the rip because sometimes that comes off easier. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't seem rehearsed. Sometimes that's a good thing for you. And I'm going to be Top Bad Sunny coming in here judging one day. So y'all get ready for that.
Do your
I'm
hair
always
for
in here
it.
with these
Top bad
beautiful
Sunny
top
Loading.
badges. I'm going to be Top Bad Sunny in here one day soon. All right. So, Chris has this thing, regardless of what he does, that if he just smiles a little bit and the dimples pop out, you just like, oh, you get that little loving feeling from him right off rip, right? But the first thing he said was thinking about that made the topic, the theme, I'm sorry, made him think about children and a children's story. And I felt him in a children's story. I felt with the smile, with the little giggle he did every once in a while. I actually enjoyed that. And Chris, you seemed like you were right there in the children's story with your little giggles. Like you were like, I hope don't no other grown people see me because I'm having too much fun in here. That's kind of what I felt from you because I'm the animated grandma. So, so I got that. I got that. I love the first thing I wrote though was I love the costume, even the crooked beat. It's like this, but it was so freaking cute because don't the kids always have their clothes hanging off and their costume be all turned around? So I don't know if you did it on purpose or not, but it was good for me. It was good for me. And it actually, the way you had it, I couldn't really see your eyes, and I was gonna ding for that. But then when I looked again, I could see the eyes on the costume. I was like, okay, he didn't need any eyes. So you really took me there with the crooked beat. I love that. Your narrative was there. I got from your story, and I'm one of those judges that always looks for meaning behind your story. And it may not be what you get from it, but I want to be able to get something from everybody's story. What I got from yours was never be afraid to try something new. That's what I got from your story. So thank you for that one. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that one. Be the poser. First thing I wrote for you was yes to the sound effects. I love when the first one came in. I was like, man, I was like, oh, what was that? I was like, what is that? But I loved it. I loved it. That's just like the woman who has a really high voice and all of a sudden she goes baritone. It kind of takes you away but brings you back, and it had the humor in it. So I love that. The names were amazing. I grew up with three girls in the house, myself and two sisters. So whenever somebody does something with three, I always can go back to it. The names were cute as can be. They were cute, cute, cute. You caught my attention and you kept my attention. The only thing with you is I would have liked to see a little more movement and a little more light. Just a little more movement from you and a little light, because it almost at times looked like you were reading it off maybe a big screen behind you. I ain't mad at it, but because you had such lighthearted characters, I would like to have seen you a little more light and your lighting a little more light. A lesson I got from you was stop looking for new and better things because sometimes the best thing is already there. That's what I got from your story. Assassin. Okay, I got it. I didn't get it until just now when I looked at it. Sin. The first thing I wrote for you was that you gave a disclaimer at the beginning, which got me ready to see you being nervous. never give a disclaimer out loud like that. Keep it in your head. But, and the thing is, you gave a disclaimer for something, and it turned out that you didn't even need to do the disclaimer, you know. But in my mind, it set me up that you were going to be nervous. You again, you took me back to my oldest son. Your nervous thing was the, yeah, my son does that. And that I know is when you're looking to see what your next words are, you thinking about them a little bit too much. Let them just roll off. You sound like you're one of those that your feet, your words have to be guided. Let it just go. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. But you had a great use of your time. A great use of your time. And what else? I love that you made sure we knew the personalities of the characters. And what else was my last thing for you? And I think that's all it was for you. But I love that one as well. No. Where you go? I'm gonna look. Customer. Oh, Tessa, I loved your different costumes. I would have liked a change of lighting for you because you had some darker characters. So I would like for you to have had a little bit of dark going on, a red light, orange light, something, black drape behind you or something like that for that part, and then move it away for the lighthearted you. I love that you gave the different personalities, but I did feel like you explained your story a little bit more than telling the story, if that makes sense. You know, incorporate the characters in a way so that we can, it's like, oh, this is this, and oh, that's that. It's like you explained it to us at the end. But other than that, I enjoy that. I enjoy that too. Oh, my last thing I love from you was the traits. Having good, lovable traits, being honest, being true, being supportive. I enjoy that from you. And Roland, I raised children, so I understood a lot of it. It seemed like you took that from a personal experience with the getting the kids ready. So I understood it from that part of it, but it was a little bit too distracting in the back. And do want you, I did put come back in a private place if possible. And we couldn't see all of you. So even if you have to let them go onto the ice cream truck, like one of them was saying, you know, and get your time in or whatever, even if you can't stay in the space that you pick that's private for what, you know, all of a sudden it's not private, go in your car and don't have the props. That'll be even better than having the distractions going on in the background. Real for you, my thing was real life is where we draw a lot of information to use in all aspects of life, our creativity and our thought processes. So I feel that you had something there. We just need you to be a little more comfortable, but just come back. I think we'll see great things from you. And come back. By the time you come back, I'll be top bad Sunny, and we'll do it all over again. We'll do it all over again.
We love that. We love that. We love that for you. Ladies and gentlemen, you were just listening to our third and last judge give her feedback, her critique. That was a Sunny, top batch loading, giving her a critique. So now it comes to part where they're going to get very lively and entertaining in the judges chat. And as they're doing that and deciding on the winner for today's episode, I'll go over a few things with you. First, welcome to Once Upon a Mejstory. You're now joining. This is a storytelling show between 3 and 4 o'clock on Saturdays. So if you are looking to hear some creative styled stories, please join us. It's all about having fun, expressing yourself, and giving us a little taste of what we can expect if we joined your stream and see the type of, host that you can also be. So it's a great chance to showcase some of your creative talents with us. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like our gold queen has been declared. It is Miss Carrie Baby. Please make sure you hit all 3 of the bubbles with a favorite, including myself. Thank you so much for joining us and spending your time with us. Everyone is encouraged, if they're not the winner on this episode, to return. And I think once the nerves and, getting the whole stories out for the first time, I think it will become a little bit more easier your next appearance. If you're not decided as the winner, we still think the absolute world of you, and we'd love to have you back on our show. If anyone is interested in being a guest, please reach out to the admins. It's Lux, Barrico Queen, Emoji J, or myself directly. You can contact any of us. We would love, we have the themes ready for the next few weeks. Please send us a message. We were happy to get you into the group chat. We'll show you a little bit of a video, some clips. We also give you the guidelines. And, we try to help guide you anyway. You just have to be able to ask us. So please, please, please join us for story time. It's one of my favorite things to host here on the app. Ladies and gentlemen, I think quick look down. Okay, so this time I'm going to ask all of our storytellers to please request the box. I will first decide on, I will first let you know who the winner of the storyteller for today is. I will let you know our winning storyteller. And then if everyone else would like to share or promote anything that they're involved with, or just re-promote themselves, I will give you the opportunity to do so. So can kindly all 4 of the storytellers please request the box. And whoever is not, I believe we were waiting on Roland and Sin. If you can request the box, we would love to have you in here. Roland, if you're not able to make it into the box, I understand you might be elsewhere. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the judges have decided on the winner for today's episode. So if everyone can spam congratulations, yes, congratulations to our episode winner of the 3 Little Penguins. Congratulations to Be the Poser. You are our episode. Congratulations. This is your chance to promote anything yourself, anything you're involved with. Please share it with us at this time. And guys, please make sure we are favoriting him.
Thanks, Mej. First, thank you to you, Mej. Thanks for having me on the show. This was a lot of fun. I was a little nervous about it. I had some stuff going on this week, and I'm a pretty creative person. So when I was thinking of having a deadline to have to write something, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And like one of the judges said, like at some point I just stopped trying, and then it started to work. But I really appreciated just being on here. It's fun. And Chris, Roland, Sin, great job to you guys too. I had a good time listening the whole time. I rarely am just sitting here watching a stream, and I was just sitting here doing that the whole time. It was great. I stream most nights. I have round 2 of Windows St. Patrick's Day Battle Royale tonight at 8:30. So if you want to come hang out there, that'd be fun. Spam that B emoji. And then Monday night, I'm in Legends Championship episode of Epicted, his featured show on Monday night. So that will be a fun little way to kind of start the week next week. But that's it. I really appreciate you, Mej. Thank you, everybody. And to the admins, too. The admins, too. Nice job.
Thank you. Guys, please make sure you hit that favorite on Be the Poser. He is absolutely brilliant. And we are going to just have Sin and Top Batch Chris Casper just briefly reintroduce themselves, and if they have anything they'd like to promote. And he's still with the crooked beak, but he's still here.
Hey.
So he's like, yeah. So I believe someone said it was like a little gangster beak. So if you guys would like to just briefly promote anything that you're involved in, any upcoming events,
Go for it, Sin.
First off, I
Sin,
appreciate the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity, Mej. I had a blast. I'll definitely try to come back Yeah, with a more clearer knowledge of the of the assignment. But I appreciate it. Basically, the only thing I got really going on right now, next week, I will be on dealing with Scan, another featured show on the app. I believe on Thursday at I believe it's at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be on there. We'll be teammates actually
It's not.
with.
It's Thursdays at 9 p.m.
Oh, Thursday. Okay, Thursdays at 9 p.m. There you go. I will be on there, teammates, actually with other with Top Badge KDB as well. So yeah, we'll be on there on the show. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, again, thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate it, Medj. Thank you so much. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, nice work. My name's Chris Casper. It's great to be here. I had a lot of fun coming up with a little children's short story, throwing on the onesie with the hat. What do I have going on? I host two things. One of them is called Suit Up. It's an interview and talk style show. It happens every Wednesday at 9 p.m. It's where you can get to know your favorite streamers that you haven't met yet. And then on Fridays, we do something called the Rundown, which is the app update and announcement show. We talk about things that are happening, changing, and trending within the live community, talk about contest winners, as well as potentially announce new top badges. So if you want to stay up to date about the newest things that are happening in the live community, that's the spot to be. Fridays at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Great. Thank you to both of you, and congratulations to all around, but definitely a big congratulations to Be the Poser, our episode winner. Thank you so much, guys. Please make sure you've hit the favorite on all of us, including my top 3 of the stream. Chris, thank you so much. Sin, thank you very much. We appreciate you all being on the show. And I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that is our time for the day. Please hit that star so you can return next Saturday, 3 p.m. And what is our upcoming theme for next Saturday? I'll give you a big. No, I'm not going to give you a hint. I'm going to actually tell you what it is. It's a time traveler's daughter. So if anyone would like to be a guest, we still have a few more spots left. Please reach out to us. Our next upcoming theme is the time traveler's daughter. What tales will be spun? Will you be the daughter? Will you be the time traveler? Did you just witness what was happening? You have to tune in to find out what tales will be spun. And if